Good evening, everyone. We are here for another episode of MondayVation Talks, and tonight we have with us Miss Alysse Metzler. Hello, Miss Alysse.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining us. So, girl, what you drinking in your cup?
I have coffee with some extra creamer and no sugar.
Okay, so basically you have some cream and sugar with a little bit of coffee.
Yeah, basically.
Me too. Cheers.
We're gonna be so hyped.
I know. That's so good. So, Alysse, tell us who you are, what you do, and tell us why you're so fabulous.
All right. I am the author of the Recruiting Snitch, Recruiting Secrets to Help Land Your Dream Job. I've been a recruiter for 13 years now, and through my time with hiring and letting people go, I've realized that when you are offered the job, there are specific things that people do to get that job, and then when you're not given the job, there's a lot of things that are just little tweaks here and there that people can do. So I actually surveyed 101 other recruiters in the country and asked them little questions like, you know, how many seconds do you spend looking at a resume? What are your biggest pet peeves with a candidate? What advice do you have for college students? How do you negotiate salaries? All of those little tidbits that people just don't know. And I realized that by taking that information and putting it into a book, I could really help increase the unemployment rates, internship rates, and really help people because a lot of times they don't know any better. So
wow. So what prompted this passion? Because we were talking a little earlier, and you're definitely passionate about what you do and those that you serve. What sparked this passion for you?
I realized after about 7 years of recruiting that I had turned down so many more people than I was hiring. And there were a couple instances where I was turning down people that I genuinely liked. They were qualified for the job, but there were little things that they did, and I couldn't really tell them what they did because I was under the corporate umbrella.
Right.
So I was starting to feel bad, and I realized that nobody's telling anybody these secrets, and what recruiters really think is really important when you're looking for a job. So it was just something that clicked one day, and then I had to get the information out.
Wow,
Yeah.
That's so good. And so you're based here in Orlando, so I'm sure a lot of people that you serve are here locally. What are you finding about Orlando? What's sort of your passion for Orlando? Do you find that this is a good market for recruiting, a lot of good job opportunities? Tell us about why Orlando is a good area for you and your business.
Yes, yes, and yes. Orlando is phenomenal. I was recruited here from Tampa. I was working at EA Sports at the time, so they recruited me up here. And Orlando is such a great hub for millennials, people that are new to their profession. Technology is booming here with all the theme parks. So I'm currently a technical recruiter, so I hire software engineers for a startup company, and it's like the new Silicon Valley. It's the cost of living is cheap here, no state taxes, so it's a really hidden gem here when it comes to employment, and then being able to be where people visit and vacation and save up their money to come hang out is kind of cool to live in that area because people are constantly coming to me and traveling for their trips. And then on the flip side, people want to be here to live, whether they're up north and they're living in the freezing cold weather and they've always dreamed of living somewhere warm. It's a really good place to be now, and the job market is definitely booming.
It's booming here.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
So Alysse, I know your book is for everyone. It's not targeted to women, but I know that you have a special place in your heart for women when it comes to their professional development and their careers. Give us a little insight geared to women in particular about how we can keep climbing the corporate ladder.
Definitely. Myself personally have been in most male-dominant companies. So I was at EA Sports, which is mostly male. Then I was at FanDuel and Zynga, so it was the sports and video game world. And now I'm in technology, where again, it's very male-driven. And I thrive in that type of environment because I really want to prove that I'm actually just as capable as my male counterparts.
Right.
So when I speak to women about employment, I want to make sure that they know that they're worth, really. So my book does touch on negotiating salaries, which we talked about. And I want women to know that you are just as powerful, just as smart, and just as worth every dollar as your male counterpart.
So good.
Yeah.
So good. That's a good message.
Thank you.
Now, Alysse, give us a little bit of something that we can take away with. You gave us some great insight on how we can grow professionally, professional development. Give us some other nuggets, some other gems that you can leave with us tonight.
Yeah, so I've really learned through my success that you are 100% responsible for your own success and your own failures. I've came across friends, family, people, my clients, that they have excuses for everything. And I really challenge people to stop putting excuses on other people and things and situations in your life. You own your life. You are in control of your life. So start to go out and do things that make you happy and stop looking at other people to fulfill you. Yeah, so there's two peoples in life, two types of people in this world, people that run towards fires and people that run away from them. And I guarantee you, if you talk to any CEO or successful people, mover and shakers out there, they run towards fires. They see things happening and they run towards it. They see a challenge, they run towards it. They see something's uncomfortable, that's okay. They allow it to stretch themselves and they move towards it. Then you have people that anytime things are awkward or don't feel right, they back off. Well, I guarantee you, they're not as successful of those who actually run towards challenges. So I've been stretched, I've been challenged, I've been presented opportunities where my first gut instinct was, I don't want to do that, that's awkward, or I'm not qualified for that, or I frankly don't have energy for it, but I don't, I do it. And that, to me, is what makes somebody successful and not. So from a motivation standpoint, stop running away.
Run toward the fire.
Run towards it, and stop telling people that the reason you're not successful is for other things. It's no, you're not successful because you chose not to be.
Ooh.
So
that's a tough pill to swallow.
It is.
That's tough. Alysse, final question, what do you know for sure?
Exactly what I said just now. You are 100% responsible for your own successes and failures. I know that for sure. I know that my success has been 100% because of how I have grown and the challenges I've faced. It's by nothing else other than myself.
Wow. That's so good. Alysse, it's been my absolute pleasure, girl.
Likewise.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
You guys, run toward the fire.
Yeah.
Great insight. Cheers.
Thank you. I'm Alysse Metzler, the author of The Recruiting Snitch, Recruiting Secrets to Help Land Your Dream Job. You can find me at recruitingsnitch.com, on Instagram at Recruiting Snitch. You can also purchase my book, The Recruiting Snitch, on Amazon.